The Frighteners, which is not too frightening. So The Frighteners came out in 1996, and Peter Jackson's the director. So it's a Kiwi classic. I mean, it's old. It's got Michael J. Fox in it, Jake Busey's in it, Arlie Ermey's in it, Chi McBride is in it. There's quite a few people in here that I recognize, and some characters kind of play like very typical roles. Like Michael J. Fox, pretty much, he could be Marty McFly. He just sees ghosts in this. And then you got, I love his two ghosts that follow him around. I think they do a great job in here, especially Chi McBride as the 70s disco dude. He's funny as hell. I love the line of, you promised me a box of cigars. He's like, you can't smoke, you're dead. He's all, but you can blow the smoke in my face. Arlie Ermey, who's playing the same character he did in Full Metal Jacket, except less cussing. If they would have had him and they let him cuss and just make up his lines, I would have loved it. Gunny is so good in just berating people. I wish they could have just let him go at it, but they had to keep this movie at a certain rating, I'm guessing. But this movie really centers around Michael J. Fox's character. A couple years ago, he got in a car accident and his wife died, and through that, he got psychic powers and he's able to see and talk to ghosts. We see him now, like after his wife's dead, he's like, he lives in an incomplete house, and it's kind of just a really sad, pathetic life. And you feel bad for the guy. And his job is pretty much conning people out of money. He can talk to ghosts, so he has his ghost buddies go into like people's houses, like usually rich people's houses. And as they're in there, they like tear shit up, scare the living shit out of anybody who's like living in the house. And then conveniently, these people find a car that has Frank Bannister's number on it. They call him up. He comes over there. He investigates it, and he does the corniest things to get rid of ghosts. Like he has a water gun that he sprays holy water with, and he has like a little thing that like inflates a little bag, and he throws that in the garbage disposal. And that's the first glimpse we get of Michael J. Fox's character in here. And you feel bad for the guy, but you're like, okay, he's trying to make ends meet, so I can't really blame him for this. He's using his talent, but there's nothing really going on. Since this is a horror movie, they have to throw in some kind of bad guy and some kind of real, actual ghost problem. And this ghost problem that I'm talking about is actually in the form of Jake Busey's character, who almost looks like death. He's got like a big cloak thing on, he's got a sickle, and he goes around and he kills people. He reaches into their chest and like squeezes their heart. And throughout the movie, you can see Jake Busey's character isn't all the way there, especially like in the flashback scenes and when he's a ghost. I'm guessing he must have like channeled a little bit of his dad there, because you can see how nuts this guy is. And you may be wondering why I'm not really calling this a horror movie. Even Rotten Tomatoes has it listed as horror, comedy, kids and family. I guess you could say it's a horror movie for children. I was rewatching this with my girlfriend, and she actually told me, she's like, oh, that guy's the bad guy. You can tell. Now, when I watched this movie, I was about 10 years old, because the movie came out when I was fucking 10. So I didn't know what was going on. I just knew this thing was going around killing people. I didn't put two and two together. Maybe I was just a retarded kid. I don't fucking know. And poor Michael J. Fox's character in this movie just can't catch a break. His wife dies a couple years ago, and he doesn't know why. He's found aimlessly wandering through the woods, and somehow he gets psychic powers from that, and he's able to see ghosts. But even now, as we go into where he is now, and he's conning people, he has the newspaper that's going around slandering him, saying he's a fake. This is 50% true. He is conning people out of their money, but he is actually getting ghosts out of their house, so he's conning them, but he actually set them up, so yeah, I don't know. And as we dig deeper into the movie, we realize that Frank is getting himself in trouble, and he's got the FBI looking after him. And this FBI guy that comes looking for him is just like Adolf Hitler's Mr. Adolf Hitler haircut. I don't know what else to call him. Even when you IMDb the trivia, he said about something about getting the Hitler haircut. So that's exactly what he was going for. He's one of those characters in the movie that you just love to hate. You really want this guy to go. And when he goes pretty spectacularly. Once they found out that they were going to get the rating that they wanted to, they decided to make his death scene like the goriest possible. And they did a really good job. Now, some people are going to say that the effects were corny and cheesy, and I'm just going to say it was 1996. This really wasn't a very big budget film. I mean, this movie was supposed to be a Tales from the Crypt short story, but Robert Zemeckis is like, no, we could turn this into a feature film, and that's exactly what he did. So honestly, I think this is a really good film. I think anyone will enjoy it. Do I think it's a horror film? Not really. It has some elements of horror, but it's more of a comedy, just kind of suspense, mystery movie. But it's a really good movie. I think it's well worth a watch. I think anybody can enjoy it. So great pick this week. I can't wait to see what I do next week. Hopefully we do a real horror movie. Let's do Hellraiser. Something actually scary. But with that, that's all I really have. So I'll talk to you guys later, and I hope you enjoyed this review. Bye.